everyone, as you can tell by the title above me, today we're going to talk about the business side of YouTube. So if you are more interested in watching my regular beauty related videos or vlogs and you want to step out, that's totally fine. But for those of you that are a little bit curious about the behind the scenes sort of business side of YouTube, this video is for you, whether you already make videos and you want to know a little bit more or you just relatively curious. So a multi-channel network, or MCN as we call them around here on YouTube, is basically exactly what it sounds like. It's an entity that is comprised of several hundreds, thousands of little YouTube channels like mine, some bigger, some smaller, some right about my size. And the concept is that there is power in numbers, that somehow this MCN is going to have more influence and more resources than an independent single channel can get on their own. So I'm not going to sit here and drop names. I'm not going to do anything gossip or bash anybody. That's not the purpose of this video. It's more of an educational type thing. So I decided to talk about this now because I was under contract with an MCN for the last 4 years, and my contract ended mid-June of 2016, and I did not opt to re-up with that MCN. I researched a bunch of other MCNs to see if there were better options. They all kind of fell under the same general umbrella. So now that I'm no longer represented, or not represented, but no longer affiliated with an MCN, I felt now is the time to talk about it. So back in the beginning days of MCNs, when they first got started, there was, I feel, an advantage to an individual channel to join one. Now, if you've watched my channel for a while, you know I'm big on budgeting. I like to know how much money's coming in, how much money's going out. I like to plan, I like to budget. So the advantage of joining an MCN back in the day was that they paid you a flat rate, a certain dollar amount per 1,000 views. And back then it was nice because if you've made videos for a while, you know how many views you generally get in a month if you stay consistent, and knowing that you can kind of budget in your head, all right, if I stay with this schedule and my channel stays about the same, then I know I'm gonna make about this much money per month. And so I really liked being able to budget in my head. I also like knowing that at any time during the month, I could go onto my YouTube analytics and see how many views I'd had for the month, divide that by 1,000 and multiply it by my dollar amount. And then I would know exactly how much money I should expect in my next paycheck. I liked that predictability. Now, in the last year and a half or so, none of the MCNs pay on a flat rate anymore. They all have to go through YouTube AdSense, and it's a variable amount of money, and the predictability part was lost. And I feel like with that, I lost the advantage of being associated with an MCN, but we'll get back to that in a minute. Some of the other things that MCNs say they can do for you is get you personalized channel banners. Again, this goes back to when the MCNs first came around. Resources were not as available to the individual YouTuber as they are now. So things like trying to figure out how to make your own channel banner. Now there's tons of tutorials and templates and things you can download on Etsy, but 4 years ago, there really weren't. So for a lot of people, just knowing that someone else was gonna create a banner for them was appealing. The reality is it's not really a personalized banner. I think most multi-channel networks have about 20 or so templates that you can choose from. So yours isn't gonna be completely unique to your channel, but it's still better than some of the things that you can come up with if you have very limited artistic skills on the computer. So that is a tiny advantage. Another advantage was access to royalty-free music, but YouTube has come a long way since the MCNs came around, and now any YouTube creator has access to thousands of free royalty-free music that they can download for free and use on their YouTube videos. And there's so many other places now that you can even sign up for a nominal fee that gets you access to those same music libraries. So there goes that advantage. Let's get back to the payment part. So as I mentioned before, they used to pay on a flat rate fee, which I liked for predictability, and at the time gave me a slightly higher monthly paycheck than if I had been paid through my regular YouTube rates. When all that changed, what all the multi-channel networks started doing is saying, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna take your AdSense earnings, okay, let's see. I have to back up a little bit. Okay, when you watch a YouTube video and you see those ads that pop up before the video or the little thing that pops up on the bottom of the screen, those are ads. And brands, advertisers, pay for that advertising space. When you become a YouTube partner, you technically are partnered with YouTube and get a share of the ad revenue that people pay for to place their ads on your videos. It used to be that the advantage of being with an MCN is that they allegedly could negotiate a higher ad rate for their channels than if you went straight through YouTube. I'm saying allegedly because I don't know if that's true for sure or not. It might be. Now that they pay a little differently than they used to, what they do is they take that AdSense amount, that's your monthly amount that's generated from advertising fees, and instead of you getting 100% of your own earnings, which you would do if you were just a regular YouTube partner, the multi-channel networks negotiate in your contract a split fee with you. So with my network, I kept 95% of my earnings and 5% went back to the multi-channel network. As far as I can tell, I've done a lot of research, I had the most generous split that I have ever heard of. I have seen splits all the way to like 60-40 and everywhere in between. So, you know, you're giving up maybe 40% of your income up to 5%, anywhere in there. I am fine with handing over 5% of my monthly income if I'm gonna get something out of it. But I already have a banner. They allege that they're going to give you product deals and hook you up with great sponsored content. The only deal I ever got in 4 years with being with the multi-channel network was an Instagram post of some Maybelline foundations that I did like. I wouldn't have done it without it, but I got paid $50. $50. They clearly, their fee for the year that they took out of my earnings was much more than $50, so doesn't really balance that out. The music part, yes, you get access to their music, but like I said, there's other places to get it. The channel banner, yes, they could provide it. I never took advantage of that. Another advantage they say is that you get a human being that you can talk to, your community manager, through an MCN. Well, YouTube, again, has expanded quite a bit, and you actually have quite a bit of support available to the individual creator on YouTube. If you have a channel of, I think, over 10 or 15,000 subscribers, you can actually get a community manager or partner manager through YouTube, so you can email someone directly if you have questions or issues that are going on. But even if you're a smaller channel, you can contact support at YouTube, and they're really good about getting back to you quickly and helping you with your problems. Now, multi-channel networks are not your agent, they're not a manager, they are not there to represent your interests. They are there to represent their interests, and their business model works fabulously. If I was an MCN, I would be thrilled, because their business model works that they get thousands of YouTube channels and they take a small portion of all those YouTube channels income, and they really don't give back much in return. So they only make money if they get lots and lots and lots and lots of people to join their MCN. Otherwise, it doesn't work for them. They're not bad people, they're not evil, they're not trying to rob you. The contracts that they give you are very self-explanatory. They spell it all out. It's up to you to decide if that's something that you want or not. I have had several community managers over the years that I was with my particular MCN. I thought they were all wonderful people. I enjoyed working with them. They gave some great advice. Looking back, I could have gotten all that advice for free by going onto YouTube's Creator Academy and looking through all the lessons they have online, but you live and you learn. If you joining an MCN, some people think, I'm gonna get famous, they're gonna promote my channel, I'm gonna be huge. That generally doesn't happen that way. Usually the people who are huge in a certain MCN are huge regardless. They usually either came in big, or those people were just gonna be YouTube stars no matter who was with them. And yes, they are treated amazingly well by their MCNs. I know of one person with an MCN, they fly her to conventions, they pay for her travel, they provide her with bodyguards, but she has over 1 million subscribers. Even if she didn't have that MCN, I'm sure that she would be taken care of pretty well regardless. So I think you can guess where I'm going with this. Should you join an MCN? My answer is absolutely not. There really isn't any sort of financial or resource gain to joining an MCN. It does nothing for you. Of course, the MCN is going to make money off of you, so it does something for them. There are just so many great resources available on the internet through YouTube itself that the MCNs just really don't make any sense anymore. Let me just rephrase it again. Is there an advantage to joining an MCN? I think if you're an ultra huge channel and you really want that star treatment, then of course you're going to have an amazing experience. I didn't have a negative experience. I had a very neutral experience. But I really feel like if you're a smaller channel and you're just trying to get views and make a little extra money, then really it's best to use your resources that are available to you for free. But like anything else, I also encourage you to research and learn for yourself. Read contracts. Don't sign or agree to anything without getting the full contract in writing with the terms written in. With all of the MCNs that I dealt with, whether I joined them or not, I always got the contracts, and I can't tell you how many times I got an email that said, just say you'll agree and we'll send you what the contract looks like. No. Please be smart. I know that YouTube is kind of a casual work environment, but this is still a business. There are legalities. Protect yourself. Get it in writing. If you aren't 100% sure of what you're about to sign, get an attorney. Have them look it over. It is worth the few $100s you will have to spend if you need to go hire an attorney to protect yourself, because these are binding contracts. And at the end of the day, if you sign something and you don't like it, you can't just go, oh, I didn't really like it, I want out. It doesn't work that way. There are very specific legal ways to terminate a contract, and just because you don't feel like it is not one of the reasons. So that's pretty much all I have to say about MCNs. I'm sure there are some more questions, so please feel free to ask me in the comments below. And I should also add this caveat that I'm specifically referring to MCNs that deal with beauty YouTubers. Other categories of YouTube, gamers, education, whatever, there may be some advantages that I am not aware of, but from my own personal experience with the arena of beauty YouTube, these are my very strongly stated opinions. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you're interested in more videos about the behind the scenes, the business side. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of questions about how do you make money on YouTube, and I'd love to do that video next month. Give me some more ideas for behind the scenes stuff, and I will start a little playlist. Thank you again for watching. Looking forward to reading your comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. You know that I am really picky about my skincare. I find a brand I like, I stick with it, and I don't really deviate from my routine all that much.